Hello everybody!
Hello!
For Honor is broken.
Is it?
But it can be
alright.
fixed.
It can be. With
Can
love,
be, but
attention,
it's pretty
won't
broken
be.
now.
and a lot of money from EA and Ubisoft.
Anyway, in this video we're going to have a discussion to talk about some of For Honor's problems and how they can address them to fix them and make the game better. So it can have longevity. Because at the moment I think people are going to get too frustrated with the game to play it. Anyway, all that's coming up straight after this. The first problem that For Honor has is one that everybody on every single forum is complaining about, and that is
And
the
our
peer-to-peer hosting.
Yes.
And the comments as well, yeah.
Every third
We get
comment
about
is,
1,000
I
comments
can't
a day.
play the game, I can't connect, help me please.
Yeah, which if you're not sure what that means, it means that there's no dedicated servers by the game developers themselves. Instead, it relies on someone who's playing the game being given the host rights and everyone else having to connect through them and each other.
That
Yeah.
host advantage though.
Exactly.
Does create host advantage, and it also creates problems when that host decides to rage quit because he's been killed by too many bots. And then the host needs to migrate and the game needs to stop whilst the host migrates to someone else, and then they might drop out, and then until a new host is picked and actually stays in the game keeps swaying backwards and forwards between broken screens and then better gameplay, then another broken screen and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's
basically
the problem.
Ubisoft cheaping out on this.
We've had those issues with other games in the past,
Yeah.
but it just seems to happen a lot more frequently in For Honor. Like,
Yep,
all the time.
a
If you've
lot.
played For Honor, you've definitely seen this.
Yeah.
It's
It
quite
could be the fact
You've probably
that
been kicked as well.
I think it might be the fact that Ubisoft deliberately didn't make servers for it because this was their first game of the franchise, the first game of the series. So they're thinking like, well, is it worth making servers for it, or
Yeah,
should
it's a
we wait and
test.
see how it does? But they're not helping themselves because people are playing it less because of the servers. If they've made good ones, people would have played it more, then that would maybe have
Yep.
encouraged a second game.
Even if it was, I
Well,
don't know
yeah.
if it'd be possible if you could do mix and match, like do some dedicated servers and some ones that are like
Probably not.
peer-to-peer
Well,
side, but
I reckon they have to
shot.
fix it for the ranked player, because that could cause some serious issues
Yeah.
if your rank's being affected by people DCing all the time.
Yes, that would make a lot of people livid. So if
And
even
if
if
it's
they can
duos.
only do it for ranked, then at least that's something better than nothing, I suppose.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to do it in
Um,
like competitive duels as well when you've got someone who's the host and has host advantage. That's gonna
Yeah.
be, that's
Because I do often feel like I made that block. I don't know how he hit me there. That is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like so many times that's
You do
happened
get
to
some
me.
lag. I mean, that's one of the reasons why my gameplay hasn't been as much like this week, because the last time we played it, I was just complaining about lag all the time with like characters hitting me when I was like positive that I made the block, so I just rage quit like the last time I played.
or
It's
just levitating
impossible to
positions,
play.
like they're to your right, next thing they're to your left, and they've hit you.
Yeah.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
It's horrible
that they
when
lag
it's
for
ones
different
like the
positions all the
Valkyrie,
time.
which have already got the sort of lunge to the side attacks, which are fast as they are, so they're hard
Mm-hmm.
to sort of like get in the way to block if you don't see them coming to begin with. If
Yeah.
they get
Oh,
that with a lag jump, it's like they've literally teleported halfway around me and they've stabbed me to kill me. How did that happen? But that's
You really
just
do
my
notice it with
experience
those
of
fast classes a lot more. But anyway, so dedicated servers should hopefully fix that, and they should really invest in it, because otherwise the game isn't going to last, because
Yeah.
people are just going to get too frustrated with it.
This
People
is
keep
so-
saying that, but do people even know if games can be changed? Do servers can change between like as the game's out? Is that a thing that can happen?
just-
a patch,
just a
I'm sure,
patch.
could change it if
Like a
something
big
like
update.
that was required.
A big update,
software-wise.
and the game will need to go down for a bit, presumably. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it'd be worth it,
Yeah.
because you don't want the game to get a bad reputation, because then they just
Killing the series
franchise
Yeah.
will be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, as
Killing
soon
the
as it started.
franchise, and it just adds even more hate to the Ubisoft developer train.
Exactly, because it's got some promise. Other than that,
Exactly.
we'll move on to point number 2, and that is the
Ooh.
War of the Factions conundrum,
Yeah.
where people see faction win, like after a round.
Yes.
So say that you've played the full season and the factions won.
The Vikings win. Yeah.
People
yeah.
so people want to win. Like, the Vikings look like they're winning this one, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So because people like want to win and they might not have faction loyalty, they're gonna flock to that faction so that they can win the next time because they've seen that one already win.
Yes.
So that's gonna cause the issue where it's gonna be really imbalanced, because one faction that's already won is now gonna get even more players to help them win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's when we brought in points like we briefly touched upon this before, where factions which have lesser amounts of people active as opposed to just in their faction, because it's active members that count, maybe get more points per win compared to, say, a Viking.
Yeah, but they don't at the minute.
Exactly,
That
which is
doesn't
what
happen.
we're saying. It'd be important to get something like that in place, particularly given that we can sense there's going to be a great imbalance in the Force soon. Let's say that
The Force, yes.
It's going to be
Yeah, but-
very bad.
There's also an issue with that whole thing. See if you gave extra points for the lesser faction, like active members.
Yes.
That means Ubisoft are just balancing the game as they're
Yeah.
going along, which is kind of what it seems like they're kind of doing behind the scenes anyway.
Yeah, it has to be balanced within reason. Otherwise, why would you
But
want to play more than one
if you
season?
do-
But then why would you play
but
if
if
the
you-
game's constantly getting balanced and there's no way to win as well?
Well, no,
Exactly,
but that's
so
the
you're
trick.
playing for
It's not
nothing.
making it that obvious. I'm meaning, obviously, if there'll be like a way that they use to rate it by like a graph, if you will, and like once it reaches a certain point, like it's obvious that yes, they should win it. They deserve it regardless of how many or little of them there are, or whatever it is that contributes towards it more so. But like up until then, you have to balance it slightly, because if you didn't and it was just free for all, like whichever was the most popular one, then let's say you win your first 2 seasons under your faction, you're bored, aren't you? You've done everything there is to do in the multiplayer. It doesn't take
You
long
can never
to
be
finish
bored
the
of the
story.
loot.
So
Yeah.
what's the
Can't
point?
get bored of loot. Shiny loot.
It's a thing that isn't easily fixed. The
No.
whole balancing of that, because you want to be able to play for something, and if it's getting balanced, that means you're not technically playing for anything, because they're just gonna take
You're
away
just-
your confidence.
Yeah, you're just repeating the same thing. And Ubisoft did say it themselves, the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and over again and expecting things to change. Hashtag Far Cry 2, or
Three.
was it 3? Yeah.
Three.
Far Cry 3, Vass, yeah, that's the one. That guy, what a guy.
But
Probably
we
the
also
last good
discovered that
Ubisoft
War of the
game.
Factions has another issue, and that's
Another one, another
Yes.
one.
I mean, David, you were talking about this yesterday. The whole people in the same team.
Yes, that would sort things out in a kind of a way. Like, one of the things I was thinking about was basically, say you've got every game has 4 players, right? Apart from like your
Yep.
Joes and your Bros. So you're playing a Dominion, you've got 4 players. The chances are one will be a Viking, one will be a Knight, and one will be a Samurai, and one of them will end up on another team. Say it's Viking, right? So now you've got 2
Right,
playing
so
for the
it's 2
Viking,
Vikings.
and they're getting like double points because they're playing Viking. And then you've also got a Knight on your team who's won the game, and you've also got a Samurai who's won the game.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
even though you're getting double Viking points, you've also got a Knight winning and getting points, and a Samurai winning getting points, which is counterproductive to your points that you've just won.
Yeah.
Because they're also getting the winning points.
Counteracting it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
something that would
based on
fix that.
performance as well.
Yeah, obviously the better you do in the game, like if you become last, you don't get as much points as you do as you come first in your team. But one thing that would definitely fix that, which is something we've suggested all along, which is to have a specific faction game mode where you have to play everyone on one team as the Vikings, everyone on one team as the Knights and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then
That's the
that
way they
way
should have done
all
it
the
from the
spoils
very
are for
start.
the one team.
Yeah,
Yep.
makes sense. That'd be
The-
a much more cold cut, black and white approach to it. Yeah.
I think the only game mode where that should be like different is like a completely separate thing that doesn't give war assets, where you can just have fun with your friends. You can play any faction, but the actual war assets faction war should be able to just fight for your faction rather than having a mixture.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, first of all,
Yeah.
and there's that whole balancing issue.
So you're saying the
Where
war
you're
faction should be a
counteracting your points.
specific game mode you have to go into to play? That are specific to
Yeah.
specific,
And that'd be like the
specific
main
to
one that you
teams.
would play.
Yeah.
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 'Cause
Maybe
it always
ranked
don't
will
make
be
sense. It'd
different
be
like
easier
that.
to balance as well that way.
True. That
Maybe.
works.
Maybe we'll see.
And maybe that's where they have dedicated servers. It's all coming
Getting real
together
shit
now.
like this. Yes, yes.
We're fixing
Dedicated
things as we're
servers.
going here.
Exactly. We're setting the wheels
Ubisoft,
up.
hire us and we'll make dedicated servers. Yep, that's the one. And we'll make game modes.
Yeah,
yep,
I'm
'cause
sure.
we know how
I'm
to.
I'm sure there's not a lot of money involved in it.
No, easy peasy.
Moving on though, and like to wrap things up, we're going to talk about our own personal grievances with the game
Go
and
for
just what they should fix, because this is what's broken.
I mean,
I
I've
could
already
talk
said
about
all
this
mine
forever.
in the patch update with my Valkyrie,
Yeah,
but it turns
same.
out she's getting fixed anyway, so I'm happy. I'm completely okay with everything. I love the game.
Good
Yes,
for
yes.
you little shit.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
But
I'll
yeah,
talk about
Vader
mine.
should get buffed
So-
as well. Yeah. Interesting.
Well, maybe no.
Hmm. Yes.
So first things first is the Shigoki's AoE charge.
Is that
seems
area
to
of
take
effect
pres-
for those who do not know?
Yes, David. I'm assuming people of the internet will know that.
They
And if
might
don't,
not.
you're
I'm
scubbling.
just confirming.
Okay, so area of effect charge, where they
Thank you.
charge and they take out everything in front of them and to the sides as well. They knock them down,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's very good for getting environmental kills. But it's
Yeah.
very OP as well because it takes precedence
Oh yeah.
over other people's charges or even dodges. So
Yeah, guard
you
breaks.
basically
I bet he
screwed
is
in
the
a narrow
biggest
corridor.
guy in the game.
Yeah, but have you seen him in that Samurai Overwatch map where he just like runs at sea and
Just-
everyone
yeah,
everyone at
just sits
sea
there.
gets get knocked into a pit either side?
Yep.
It's like you can get like 4 kills just by running.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I
It's
know.
very overpowered and it should be fixed to just be like the person in front of you.
I suppose I get that a lot more of Warlord as well, though. But I've already grieved about that in the previous videos.
Yeah, but it's just
Yeah.
the match is saying the way you can dig out more than one person, whereas every other character.
Oh
specific
yeah, I've
to
had countless
one
problems
person.
before where it must be based on the class system or like a height and weight system of the model scale that you're playing that I'd like maybe do a knockback as well or something like that, and I just get fucked. Like mine doesn't matter at all in the slightest. Just
Yeah.
oh well,
Yeah.
look, it's not like I timed it better than he did or like I had
You see-
revenge mode
and it's
and
hard
apparently
because
it
you
means
see it
nothing
coming as
now.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see
There's
him
no
coming
way of
and you,
avoiding it.
you try and run away the opposite way, but yet you still get kind of sucked into the push and then you're off.
Exactly.
So
It's
they
like-
should have that move, but it should be tuned a little bit better.
Yeah, it seems
it
like
is
there's a bit of
overpowered.
like an area of like, what's leniency, whereby like if your enemy kind of gets it within the right range of your time, it just sort of locks you onto him. Oh, I've been grappled. Oh, I'm dead. But I suppose we're only complaining about it because it doesn't go our way often. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell us, do you get this against you quite a lot? Because it feels like we get
Probably.
the worst of it all.
You
Honestly.
definitely have it on Overwatch. I'm pretty sure you would on
Yeah,
that map.
That map. That's
Moving
C,
on, though.
C, point C. Yeah.
Yeah. To our next point about
Uh,
the Orochi speed, Matt, is it?
Yes, fucking Orochis. How much I hate them is this much. No, this much. Anyway, the main issue is that they can gank you, and they're just too quick. But their speed is too much for heavier,
Yes.
slower targets, especially in like 1v1 duels. It's not so much a problem in 4v4 or Dominion or anything like that. It's the elimination modes this is most prominent in. And basically, if you're a Lawbringer, say, because that's your
Like
I play in those
Matt
types of
is.
modes. I mean, this is a problem with the Lawbringer as well. He blocks really slowly. Like his guard is far too slow. They need to patch that to make it on par with some other vanguards. But basically, by the time that you block to a side, the Orochi's already hit you from that side, and then you can quickly switch to the other side to hit you. So you're going to try and block and counteract his attacks, but you're not quick enough, so that you never have a chance of actually blocking it, unless you block
Yeah.
before he attacks, which is
Yeah.
kind of just guessing games then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
not-
get what you mean, but at the same time, they might want it like that because they
I'm
can't
pretty sure they
balance
don't.
every. Well, no, but well, in like for example, in games like Dota and Overwatch, we keep using as examples because they do patches to change how characters are buffed and nerfed. But this is the same premise. You can't have every single character balanced perfectly against every other character.
This
What
is
you're
very
saying is
true.
that Lawbringer has got one really bad weakness and it's against the Orochi's speed. Well, that's fine. He can
This
still
is
fight
why
all the other
you should-
heroes, can't he? I
It should
mean,
be fun for each player. Like that's what Overwatch does well. They say that they balance the game so it's fun for each player in every.
But are you saying you
circumstance.
don't have
but you
fun
still
when
get
you
Roadhog in every
use-
3v3 map, and that's the
I don't
elimination
have
mode
fun
as well.
when, even though I'm doing the right thing to counteract the player. So I'm using my skill to block their skill.
Mhm.
So I should be, because of my skill in blocking, I should be able to block. I shouldn't just not be able to block. I should be able to
But there's
counter it
other
in some way.
aspects that come into
It might
it
be
as well
harder.
as skill. You get intellect. The intellect to not choose Lawbringer if you're going to be against Orochi.
Oh,
of course,
burn.
you can't tell that though at the beginning
that's
of
a retarded
For
way. You
Honor.
can't play this hero because everybody plays Orochi in 1v1, so you can only play Orochi in 1v1. Okay, I will do that. I'm sure
Well,
that's how
but
they have
that
to
no,
balance the
but
game.
that's I'm
You're
not
an idiot.
meaning that cut and dry. But if we were in Overwatch, man, and we were playing competitive, and we're on this side as well more often than not, and so
2,000 years later.
they're so much larger than me and they have so much more pushing power. So if that was the case, I'd then switch to a Vanguard class like Kensai because I'd have more blockability.
Okay. Talking about
Okay,
vanguards.
awesome. Yes.
We got a warden to talk about as well.
My only other issue, and these are the classes I play, so tell us in the comments below what problems you're having with
Yes,
the
this is
classes that
Inbit's
you play.
just Matt's hate sesh on For
This
Honor.
is my grievances. I'm editing the video so I get to complain to the internet.
On you go, and then all the commenters say how crap you are and how just good you should get instead.
I'm good.
You know.
Go watch
Nobody
the
can
Let's Play.
actually
Who wins?
beat
Who
everyone
wins?
really easily.
I didn't break once against you two, and I kicked your asses like with ease.
Yes,
very
but that's
good
nothing
sweat.
to do with the commenters though, who are probably better than
Okay,
you.
oh, they're very good. They're very good at the game. They have a lot more time to play it. Anyway,
Oh, burn.
the
Savage.
warden feels very boring to play in comparison to some of the other classes. He has this many, that's 0 combos. Basically, his only slight combo is you can do the double attack with the lights, but that's not really, it's not a chain attack.
Yeah.
And he can do a light attack into a shoulder charge, but he's got no unblockable attacks, and he's no like even just cool looking attacks. It's not fun to play. It doesn't feel good to play. But he's like a jack of all trades, so he's like easy to play. So you can. It's not got a high
Learning curve.
skill ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just isn't very satisfying. So that's why I've started to play Lawbringer a lot more, because he actually is satisfying to play. So they really got to make some of the classes. There's probably more, but I've only played the Warden and the Lawbringer mostly, where they feel very underwhelming to play in compared to other classes.
Yeah.
Whereas games that do like online well, all their classes are very fun to play.
Okay.
So it's something that they should address.
Yes.
Well, you've heard it all here from Matt's bitch section, people.
Matt's just
so
letting it steam out of him right now.
Exactly.
Have you guys got any more, or are we done here?
I'm done. I said all mine in the previous.
I
I think
think I'm
Ali
done.
said the fucking dictionary's worth of words, so he doesn't need to say anything more.
Well, it's just making a good counteractive point to yours, but still.
It's not
that's
going
all
to be
we
in the
get.
edit. Hey.
Oh, great. That's fun, isn't
If
it?
it counteracts what Matt says, it needs to go.
Exactly. Well, I think that's all for us here today, guys. So,
Yeah.
again, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit that alert notification because everybody loves it. And there's alert boys in the comments. Alert squad, I believe it is.
That
And-
notification
Hey,
squad,
notification
load up.
squad.
Exactly. Have a look at our other videos
Peace.
on For Honor and the series of the End Slate now, and you can also have a look at our comment show if you want to get to know us a bit better, even, and the commenters themselves. So until next time, see you later, guys. Bye.
See ya, bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya, bye. See ya, bye. See ya, bye. Done.
Ali's getting edited out.